Welcome to our first story entitled The Ants and the Grasshopper. Page 1. Oh, hello. I'm happy to meet you. My name is Harper. I'm the grasshopper in the fable you just read. I want you to know that I am not lazy. Did I make some mistakes? Yes, I did. But that fable leaves off just when the real story begins. The rest of the story hits all the right notes. That summer was especially delightful. I loved everything about it. The rosy sunrises, the fresh grass, the blooming flowers, the gentle breezes. I felt so happy. I just had to play my fiddle. I had to sing. I played my fiddle on the rainy days too. That's when we need music the most. The animals and insects in the meadow enjoyed my music very much. Not the ants, though. They barely looked up when I sang for them. As they busily dug tunnels and gathered seeds, they seemed to be marching to a beat of work, work, work. I became so carried away with my music that I didn't notice the earlier sunsets or the fading flowers. The wind turned chilly. Leaves dropped from the trees. Then, one day, my stomach rumbled quite loudly. I looked around for a tender plant or seed to eat and found nothing. Excuse me, could you spare a sunflower seed for a hungry musician? I asked the ants. No, we could not, one of them snapped. We worked hard all summer for our food, another said. What did you do? Sadly, I turned away. Why hadn't I prepared for winter? What had I been thinking? I couldn't live without food. Soon the snow would fall, and that would be the end of me. The day came when I was too weak to play my fiddle. I thought I was dreaming when I heard a voice say, "Here, eat this." But then a kernel of wheat appeared before me. I bit into it. This was no dream. This was real. I took a few more bites and looked around to see who had done this kindness. "Hello," said a little ant shyly. "My name is Lark. I really like your music." "Thank you," I said. Hungrily, I finished off the kernel. Right away, Lark gave me another one. "You saved my life," I told her. "How can I ever repay you?" Lark looked down at her feet. She spoke softly. "Well, I was hoping maybe you could teach me how to play the fiddle." "Really?" I asked in surprise. "But you're an ant. I thought ants didn't like music." "This one does," Lark said. "Please, will you teach me? I'll pay you with food." "Of course," I said. I was feeling stronger already. It would be my pleasure. Lark and I made a tiny new fiddle out of milkweed silk and a hollowed out apple seed. We created a bow out of a strip of reed. Then we got started with our lessons. Lark was a fast learner. In no time at all, we were playing beautiful songs together. One day during practice, I noticed a couple ants watching us. They were waving their feelers in time to the music. Then I saw ladybugs swing back and forth, and all sorts of other flying insects doing loops and spins in the air. That's when I got an idea. I whispered it to Lark and she nodded. "Friends," I called out, "would you like to become musicians too?" I would, shouted a ladybug. Me too, called an ant. We're in, said a couple dragonflies. All right then, I said. Let's make our very own orchestra. We got to work making our instruments. I gave lessons day and night. Everyone paid me with food. Soon I had seeds more than I knew what to do with. Next, we practiced as a group. At first, we sounded more like an out-of-tune crickets than a real orchestra, but we got better. In fact, we got so good that we put on the first ever Harvest Festival concert. It was a smashing success. So, is there a time for work and a time for play? Sure, but remember, make time for music and sharing too. I hope you enjoyed this book entitled The Ants and the Grasshopper. Thank you for listening.